Most couples want to look their best walking down the aisle. How does health and wellness factor into this? What is functional medicine? How can couples look and feel their best on their wedding day? What about sustainable weight loss and overall health improvement? Hi, I'm Sal of After Hours Events New England. On today's edition, we'll have an expert to answer these questions and more on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jessica Heymeyer. By the end of this edition, I'll explain our functional medicine practice at Well Empowered, and you'll learn about measurable and sustainable health outcomes, from losing weight to resolving long-standing digestive struggles, balancing hormones, to eliminating chronic pain and acne, to just feeling your best, not only for your wedding day, but for decades to come.
Hi, I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions. Listen now and discover Healthy Ever After, using the moment to elevate your health together with Dr. Jessica Heymeyer. These are Wedding Insider Secrets for a stress-free, fun, and memorable day. Our podcast helps engaged couples navigate wedding planning complexities while addressing family expectation. We'll guide you through the journey of creating the perfect wedding day without unnecessary stress. By the end of this edition, you'll get concise tips on budgeting, wedding party management, ceremony, reception planning, and more. Perfect for anyone planning a wedding, all in 30 minutes or less. Trust us, you don't want to miss this one.
Welcome to Stress-Free Wedding Planning, the podcast that will transform your wedding planning journey from chaotic to enchanting. Sal and Sam bring over 80 years of combined wedding expertise and exclusive insider information to the table. If you're recently engaged, feeling the pressure of wedding planning, struggling with family expectations, but still dreaming of a joy-filled wedding, you've come to the right place. Get ready to unveil the best-kept wedding secrets, discover practical tips and strategies, and learn life-changing lessons for a stress-free wedding. Your unforgettable wedding day awaits. We're here to take you on a transformative journey of love, laughter, and memories. So don't miss out on the podcast that just might change your life. This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
On today's podcast, Healthy Ever After, using the moment to elevate your health together. Hi, I'm Sal of After Hours Events in New England, the experts in creating a stress-free, unforgettable wedding experience. We bring energy, professionalism, and a passion to making every couple's big day truly special. Visit us at afterhoursevents.com. Learn more about our experiences and journey to help you with stress-free wedding planning and the trailer or pilot of this podcast.
Hi, I'm Sam from the award-winning Atmosphere Productions, wedding entertainment with expert knowledge and the difference in quality. Visit us at atmosphere-productions.com. Today's edition is all about Healthy Ever After, using the moment to elevate your health together.
Now, let's welcome our special guest, Dr. Jessica Heymeyer. Let's dive right into this right from the get-go. What is functional medicine and how does it differ from conventional medicine treatments? And how does this help engaged couples?
Thanks so much, Sal. Great question. So functional medicine is a root cause approach to health symptoms and conundrums. So when I'm working with people who are engaged, oftentimes it's around really feeling their very best for their wedding day. And that means feeling great about how they look, feeling great in their body, getting rid of any nagging symptoms, whether it's around digestion or acne, making sure their clothes fit like a charm, right? And so when we're using functional medicine, we're doing the deep dive work to understand what's at the root of their symptoms, whether it's around their skin or around their weight or around their digestion. And then we jump in there and we address the root cause, allowing the body to heal and really fundamentally allowing people to shine on their wedding day and beyond.
So for the people who are listening to this, we want to let everybody know about your background and your experience.
Yeah. So I am an IFM certified practitioner, which means Institute of Functional Medicine. And so that means that as a physician, I take a data-driven, natural approach. Before I went back and got a couple of graduate degrees, I was a founder of the very first strength training facility, boutique strength training facility in the city of Chicago at age 25 in 2001. Let me get that right. And then I sold my half to go to grad school and be able to do what I do now. So for me, my professional life has always revolved around guiding people to realize their vision of vitality for their health and their life. So really to bring to life how they intend to feel, how they intend to look. To me, it's all about feeling your best and looking your best so that you can be your best.
That's excellent. Obviously, Sal and I are not doctors or in the health field, but we figured that this particular edition was so important to engaged couples. So maybe you can explain to our engaged couples the process of identifying these root causes of health issues, especially for couples planning their wedding, digestive problems, hormonal imbalances, acne. How do you identify this stuff?
Yeah, great question, Sam. So, I feel a little bit like a detective. So when I work with people, I arrive with my detective's hat on and I learn a lot more about you, your health and your body, where you are, where you've been, your family health history, things that may not be obviously connected to your health symptom or your health conundrum at hand. And in that process, I am listening in that engagement for missing puzzle pieces. And those missing puzzle pieces are labs. So I use labs to really understand what is at the source of your digestive distress, your weight struggles, your acne, whatever it is that's showing up for you. A wide variety of labs really helps me home in and understand where the body is calling for attention. What do we need to address? What do we need to heal? And using that data, that data we get from our labs, that allows us to take a targeted approach in healing your body.
Dr. H, you propose playing a bigger game with wedding prep. Can you tell us a little bit about what the game you're advocating the newly engaged couple to embrace?
Absolutely. So to me, this is a perfect moment to draw a line in the sand and step into a whole new era around your health. And what I mean by that is when I partner with the newly engaged couples who I work with, we make a promise that this isn't just about the wedding day. Yes, absolutely. I want you to look amazing and feel amazing and be fully present on your wedding day. But not just that. I want that to become your new norm. So really, we're stepping into a whole new era around your health.
And how far in advance would you suggest couples start doing this?
I suggest couples doing this at least 6 months before their wedding. And for some people, it's ideal to start a year in advance, 9 months in advance, but at least 6 months. I don't work with people in crash dieting or things like that. I'm not in the game of cheap solutions that don't last. I play a long game with the people who I work with. So we need at least 6 months to understand what's going on with your body, begin to bring these shifts in, and for you to produce meaningful results that you can sustain forevermore.
We've just welcomed Dr. Jessica Heymeyer and explained her approach at Well Empowered and her data-driven functional medicine approach.
Coming up next, you'll hear some success stories, customized plans, and translating health information into actionable outcomes. But first, if you have a question or concern, go now to Facebook and join us on the Stress-Free Wedding Planning community and ask away. You can also join us on YouTube. Just search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning podcast. Subscribe and get it first.
This is the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam, a podcast for engaged couples concerned about wedding planning and family expectations, but who want to have a stress-free, fun, and unforgettable wedding.
Say, I do to this fabulous wedding tip. It's time for Wedding Tip Wednesday. But first, I've just discovered the secret to a happy marriage. It's dinner twice a week. My partner goes on Tuesdays and I go on Thursdays.
On today's Wedding Tip Wednesday, do the rehearsal. Most assume rehearsals are more religious ceremonies, but that is just not true. You need it to help with timing, allowing your wedding party to feel comfortable, know where to stand or sit, and overall not have a messy ceremony.
Unless it's just the two of you and the officiant with no wedding party, no readers, and no aisle, then we say a wedding rehearsal is pretty important. And that's another wedding tip from Sal and Sam.
Wedding Tip Wednesday is available on the Stress Free Wedding Planning Facebook group page every Wednesday. Join the group for free.
And now back to the Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast.
Welcome back to our discussion about Healthfully Ever After, using the moment to elevate your health together with Dr. Jessica Heymeyer. I'm Sal of After Hours Events in New England.
And I'm Sam from Atmosphere Productions.
And I'm Dr. Jessica Hehmeyer from Well Empowered.
Let's get your website and social media so our listeners can contact you, Dr. H.
Absolutely. You can find me at wellempowered.com. There you can schedule a complimentary consultation. You can also go to wellempowered.com/dare and sign up to receive our weekly dare. Every Sunday, you'll receive a weekly micro habit to take on for the week. And you can follow me on Instagram at Well Empowered.
Okay, Dr. H, for engaged couples, what types of customized plans do you create for sustainable weight loss and overall health improvement?
As I mentioned, Sal, all of my plans, all of the recommendation and guidance I provide people is really going to be customized based on their needs. And their needs are going to be determined both by their lab results as well as tracking they do. So when I work with people, I actually have people track symptoms, nutrition, sleep, movement, their life off of a shared Google document. And based on that information, I'm going to use data-driven natural solutions to support their healing. So it will involve nutritional guidance, targeted nutritional guidance, supplementation as dictated by their body's needs, and lifestyle interventions as appropriate. Now, we don't just throw these at people and cross our fingers and hope they work. We actually partner in bringing these to life over time in a sustainable manner. And we also circle back to check our work. That means that not only, let's say someone's looking to lose weight, we're not just looking at the number on the scale to determine if we're being effective or not. We're actually going back and repeating labs that helps us see the changes that are happening inside of the body. And that's really where the magic happens, creating that change inside of the body such that results are produced and you can sustain them over time.
Obviously, you can't be everywhere. So these are online courses that you set up for people?
Absolutely. I work exclusively virtually these days. So I am where you are.
And you can do one-on-one with people if they need that.
Exactly. You got it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, how does that translate that health information into healthy outcomes for our couples?
Yeah, when we're taking a targeted approach, when we're really being very clear about nutritional shifts that need to occur based on tracking and based on lab results, when we're being very clear and targeted about supplementation based on labs, based on your tracking, same thing goes with lifestyle. We aren't just throwing darts and crossing our fingers, right? We are being very precise in the interventions we're using. And ultimately, that allows us to address the root cause of whether, again, it's around weight loss challenges, slow metabolism kind of situation, or it's around hormonal acne, or it's around digestive distress. That targeted approach really makes all the difference.
All right, Dr. H, everyone loves to hear about success stories. Is there anything you could share with us about a story about where they used your plan and it was a total success?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There are a few things that come to mind. I'm going to really think about people who I've worked with around their wedding. There's one person who I'm thinking of who she came to see me about a year before she was married. And for her biggest challenges were around a little bit of weight loss, kind of like 10, 12 pounds, and also acne. Acne had been a struggle for her whole life. And we worked together and we got to the source of what was causing her acne. It was a combination of things. It was some food sensitivities. It was elevated inflammation. Really, for her, those were the core things for her that we needed to address to get rid of the acne. And we did. And if you go to my website, again, wellempowered.com, in my free resources, you'll actually find a webinar in a conversation. Her name's Kylie, where she just beautifully shares her journey and working together. So that's one great example. There's someone else who I'm thinking of who, for her big thing was weight loss, right? She wanted to walk down the aisle really looking her best so that she could be her best, be fully present without anything on her mind about how she looked. And that was for her, it was about a 30-pound weight loss that she was working on. And we got there. And on her wedding day, not only did she look great, but she was so proud of herself, felt really empowered walking down the aisle. So those are just two examples of people who come to mind. And both of these amazing people have continued to tend to their health in a way that has allowed them to keep the outcomes they produce through our work.
Now, Sal and I are really big on pro tips and insider tips. Give us three, Doctor. Can you give us three pro tips for our engaged couples?
Yes. So first, we will start with nutrition. There is, in my experience, no mastering any of these areas without really getting clear about what works for your body from a nutritional perspective. But there are a few things that are pretty darn good, tried and true tips for everyone. So on this nutritional front, the first thing I'm going to advocate is making sure your first meal of the day is protein fat centric, at least 20 grams of protein, at least 10 grams of heart healthy fats, things like avocados or nuts or nut butter. So protein fat centric, why we're going to vote for that is that's going to keep your blood sugar level stable, which is super important for virtually everything anyone comes to see me for, whether it's around weight, whether it's around digestion, whether it's around skin, hormones, etc. So protein fat centric breakfast. The next thing I'm going to advocate is prioritizing sleep. Now, I fully get it. Where at this stage of life, sleep can get pretty tricky, right? You're up to big things in all areas, professionally, personally, creating the most magical wedding on earth, right? All of the stuff you are up to requires a lot of time and attention. But my encouragement is to really make sleep a priority. Prioritize at least 7 hours. Most people need at least 7 hours, and most people really do better with something closer to 8. But if sleep is a challenge for you, just start with 7 hours as the goal, and then maybe move it up a little bit from there. The third thing is really going to work for anything that you're up to, and that is an encouragement to play a better game. Play a better game. That means that whether it's around nutrition or exercise or how much alcohol you're drinking or how much sleep you're getting, playing a better game means that you're going to give up all hope of perfection. Guess what? You're human. Me too. Us too. We're all human, right? So if you can give up the notion that you either have to be perfect or bust, right? All or nothing, and actually start looking at what's a better game I could play right now? Okay, I could have 4 drinks instead of 6. Great. If that's where you are, we're going to cheer for you. I could have 2 cookies instead of 7. Okay, great. We're going to cheer for you. So I really encourage you to come to this conversation with compassion and with a commitment to evolve. So playing a better game would be the third encouragement.
Number 2 there, you're talking to 2 DJs that stay up at all times of the night. And especially on weekends, we're doing 4, maybe 5 gigs. So that sleep may not get to 7 hours.
Yeah. And for you guys, it's like, okay, can you play a better game, right? Is it, if you can get 5.5 hours instead of 5, it's a better game. We all have to work with reality. Sometimes what we're up to makes it really challenging to fulfill on quote unquote perfect. But again, the better game is going to go so much farther than a perfect game.
Well, fantastic information. Let's get your social media information, Facebook, Instagram, website. Give it all, because I'm sure our listeners are going to be rushing to give you a call.
Sure. On Instagram, you can find me at Well Empowered. That's WELLEMPOWERED. You can find me on Facebook at YOU Well Empowered. And then you can find me on my website at WellEmpowered.com. And for all of you listeners out there, if you do schedule a complimentary consultation, two things. I would be delighted to offer you 10% off if you choose to work together beyond that consultation. And secondly, please just connect with me via consultation, whether you see working together is in your future or not. It would be a pleasure to speak live.
Well, thank you, Dr. H, for giving us such valuable information to our engaged couples.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here with you and your awesome wedding community.
Thank you, Dr. H. We do appreciate it.
This is the Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast with Sal and Sam.
So there you have it. We've just explained the core aspects of Dr. Heymeyer's practice, including her functional medicine approach, customized treatment plans, and the various ways couples planning their wedding can engage with her services to achieve their health goals.
These are wedding insider secrets to help you not only on your wedding day, but throughout your happily married life. Find out more. Ask a question or tell us about your experience in our Facebook community.
Now, as you spend the next week planning your wedding, if you want me, Sal, or our community of stress-free engaged couples and wedding experts to answer any wedding-related questions, then join us in the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Facebook group.
Once you're in, go ahead and share your concerns and worries, and we'll let you know if you're on the right track or if there are some things you need to work on. The link to join us is in the show notes of this edition, or go to Facebook and search for the Stress-Free Wedding Planning Community.
Remember to do something nice for someone today. And if you can't, then do something nice for yourself. If you've enjoyed what you've just heard, leave a review and share it with a friend or someone who would benefit from this information. Until next time, it's TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
Thank you for listening to this edition. A new edition is released every Wednesday. Subscribe and get it first. We'll catch you then. Ciao.
The Stress Free Wedding Planning Podcast is produced and copyrighted by Atmosphere Productions in association with After Hours Events of New England.